In the third Aliyah, at the beginning of the third Aliyah, we find a very, very important pasuk. And the pasuk tells us that if you had a person who was impure, it talks about different types of impurity, then those people are impure, whether it's a sarua, a zav, a tameh lenefesh, they had to leave the machaneh, they had to leave the encampment. And because the encampment was kadosh. But the pasuk says something very interesting. It says that when they leave it, v'lo yitamu et machanem, they should not in any way defile the machaneh, asher ani shochen bitocham, that I am living, Hashem saying that I am residing, ani shochen, in their midst. And we learn from that only when the Shekhinah was actually there, when the Mishkan was there, then it had Kedusha, it had sanctity, and a person who was impure had to leave. But once the Mishkan left that area, then that area retained no Kedusha. The Kedusha, the holiness, was only when Asher Ani Shochem B'tocham, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu was actually, the Shekhinah was actually there. But once again, the Shekhinah leaves, then there's no Kedusha. And there's an interesting question that we happen to know that there are situations where Kedusha remains in a place. For example, if you had a Beit Knesset and people daven there, and all of a sudden they stop davening there. It's not so simple at all that you can use that Beit Knesset for something else. There are all types of complicated halachas that had to be bought on conditions, but a thing retains its Kedusha. And we know many times you have things that have Kedusha to them. Just because you stop using them doesn't take away the Kedusha. Again, I gave it a Beit Knesset as one example, but there are many other examples. Why the difference? And I believe the answer is that a physical object, when it is attached to Kedusha, such as HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence is on that land, then definitely it has Kedusha. Once that spiritual presence leaves the physical thing, it retains no Kedusha. However, if a person such as a Beit Knesset infuses Kedusha into something, he makes it Kadosh by davening there, by saying that I want this to be the place I reach out to Hashem. So then he infuses that thing with Kedusha. It's not just connected to Kedusha, but it has a Kedusha purpose, a sanctity purpose to it. Then such a thing, even after the person no longer uses it for Kedusha, you take the Sefer Torah out, you take the Aron away, it doesn't make a difference. The binyan, the building itself, the physical thing itself, retains the holiness.